to the City of Sanford podcast called Sanford Says. My name is Lisa Holder, your host, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. Glad to be here today. And we have a great special guest with us. His name is Bob Turk. He is the City of Sanford Economic Development Director. We really appreciate you being with us today, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. It's great to be here.
Thank you. So at this time, we just want to discuss some of the upcoming projects or what's going on in the world of economic development with the City of Sanford. A whole lot, I bet.
Right now, it is unbelievable, the beginning of the year. Usually it's pretty light as far as projects and things happening, but it's picked up where things have left off before the holidays. And we've got a lot of new prospects that are looking at our area. We have some retention projects and some expansion projects. And I think we'll talk about a few of those as we go through this podcast.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So some of those retention projects, can you share a little bit more about the details of that with the audience?
Well, not specifics, not details, but we have some companies that are expanding and really some projects that probably the listeners are not really familiar with. A company particular, Hernan Manufacturing, that is a world-produced industrial adhesives. They've been expanding for several years now, and they're looking to expand again, and we're working with them on trying to find a site locally to retain. We call that a retention project because there are other areas in the country that would love to have them here. They love being in Sanford. They've expanded here and have created probably over 50 new jobs in the last couple of years. And they want to stay here, but they are having pressure put upon them by outside sources, other communities. So we have to also, make an effort to provide something to them that they would want to stay here.
That's right. And other than our beautiful weather here in Sanford, Florida, we have quite a bit of attractions to keep folks and businesses here.
We do. We still have available land and some available buildings that we could bring to our assistance, but we also have a workforce here, and that's one of the things that we really look at in economic development is to make sure we have a trained and ready workforce for our retention of the companies here so they can grow. And also when we recruit new companies to the area, that's the number one question they have is what does your workforce look like? If we commit here the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, are we going to have the workforce to remain viable and be able to grow in this area?
And do you see that forecast, a bright forecast upon us here in your view?
I've gone to, especially this last several weeks, I've gone to several economic outlook forums. The Florida Chamber in particular, and another one was the Central Florida Realtors Association. And both of those have experts that talk about this year, what we've gone through in this coming year. And they're all predicting a rocket, what they call a rocket year. Everything is going up. We're going to see a economy that is going to continue to grow during this year. And most of them are saying that next year also, but we're going to have to look at that again at the end of the year. But this year ought to be a very good year for growth for the economy.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what are some of those existing or those industries that we are known for that you are attracting?
Well, we look at some of our targeted industries or medical, or air, transportation, and manufacturing. Those are the big ones. The one that they're telling us now is for this year is the growth is going to be in construction. And with all the economy, the economic outlook, that's obviously one of the areas that we can really take advantage of is construction because of all the activity that's going to take place. With all the activity out near the airport, with aviation, we've got several projects that we're looking at expanding out there with Avocet and with Constant Aviation. L3 Communications that bought Aerosim is expanding out at our airport. They've chosen us as one of their international locations to grow. There will probably be a new dormitory type development for them out there with 200 to 300 new recruits out there. We're also looking around the airport hotels. Believe it or not, that's a byproduct of the economy of growth. We've got to have a place to put these people. With the new sports complex out there, bringing in thousands of visitors to our area, they're looking at 2 to 3 hotels out and around the airport, one on the airport and a couple adjacent to it. So we're looking at 400 to 500 new employees just for those industries. They're not the high-paying industries, but they're still jobs for our local residents. And, of course, that goes back to what we said about construction industry. It's going to grow.
And for some of our listeners, just in case, Bob's referring to the Orlando Sanford International Airport,
yes.
which is just probably not even, 5 miles
from here.
From downtown Sanford, so very close to our core area here.
And we've got all of the, talking about construction, we've got over 1,000 new rooftops being built out by the airport. With one of our new recruitment projects, big warehouse distribution project that's looking to build a 100,000 square foot facility out there. So that will be several hundred new jobs will be created toward the end of this year and next year. So we're doing that. And we're not only talking about the aviation aerospace industry, we're also talking about rail, out. That's one of the other things that we have here in Sanford. And our Sun Rail project that's going out there, our transit-oriented development area about 2 miles from here, out toward Interstate 4, which is going over a major renovation, everybody knows. But we've got a lot of land that we're proposing to be developed out Highway 46 from downtown to I-4. And there's a lot of projects that we're looking at for development, mainly mixed use and housing, residential projects out that way. But there are 2 new industrial areas also out there that we're working on. So there's 2 projects they're working with right now. One's a warehouse sales manufacturing, partial manufacturing facility that's looking to come from Chicago out there. That'll be a 56,000 square foot building that'll hopefully begin sometime this year out there. Plus another company that's in Central Florida, but that will be combining all of their offices into one facility, and that'll be another 40 to 50,000 square foot building, hopefully starting by the middle to end of this year.
So you weren't kidding when you said we're in January, the last month of, or the last weeks of January, and we sure are revving it up here in the year of 2019 in economic development.
Right. There is a lot of things that are happening that people aren't aware of. Downtown, we could continue just with downtown. The Mayfair Hotel, the old Mayfair Hotel. They will be starting their renovation of that facility. Multi-million-dollar investment by developers from the Disney area up here that have bought that facility and completely redoing it. It will be the nicest 5-star hotel in Seminole County, just for that one. And if you've noticed the activity going on out on Marina Isle, right north of downtown, the developers are putting in a assisted living facility out there. It's their first phase. They have 3 phases. One's the ALF that's going up, a $7 to $8 million investment for that one, which will be another 50 to 60 employees, high-paying jobs there with nurses and doctors. And then there will be a restaurant where all the old Wolfies is. There will still plans to put a restaurant there. And they're still looking at another mixed-use development out there where we hoped a hotel was going to go, but it'd probably be a mixed-use development with restaurants, commercial, and residential.
That just sounds incredible.
That's just there. Yep. And then we've got Sanford Avenue is continuing to expand. Someone has bought the old supermarket that was there, and that's going to be totally renovated and really opened up and be a first-class supermarket for that part of downtown. It's going to be really nice. And then there's 2 other mixed-use developments planned for Sanford Avenue that's going to begin this year.
Bob, could you share with the audience what mixed-use development is in case some of our members
right.
or listeners...
Mixed use is we're talking about the bottom floors will be commercial, will be retail, restaurants, that type of thing. And then there might be some office on the 2nd and 3rd floor, and then the top floors will be residential. So it's all mixed use. So it's live, work, and play.
Makes sense.
All together.
Makes sense. Well, that's pretty amazing, and a lot going on in Sanford. And can you share with us your, you don't do all this by yourself. We've got a staff that are work with you, and you're a very busy City of Sanford employee. Can you just share with the public what your department consists of and how you get all this work done and with who?
We're not staffed the way we want to be, but we're lean and mean. It's myself as a director, and then we have a project manager, Sonia Fonseca, and she's our project manager, and she's also our director for our CRA, which is a total different animal. For our downtown area, which is a community redevelopment agency, which handles the development for the downtown and to the some distance to the west of downtown. And then we have a administrative assistant that keeps everything functioning and working us in the right direction every day with things going on.
Awesome. That is really great. And just that's a great overview in just a few moments of what economic development is performing here and offering to the citizens of our city. And extremely busy, and Sanford is a growing city. We have a population of almost 60,000, and we have, is that correct, Bob, the most land, developable land in the county at this point?
There's some in Oviedo, that we work with very closely and with different things, but we have the most rural land still outside the downtown that's developable.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other item I'd like to point out is that folks don't realize that we have that industrial park in our city.
We have one of the largest industrial parks in the county, and it's here in Sanford. We're known for our manufacturing, our industrial base here. We've got some companies that produce some of the highest specific use medical products in the world out here with dot decimal used in cancer research, cancer surgery. It's unbelievable. But yeah, we've got that big industrial park out there that has over 8,000 employees out there. And then we have another industrial park now expanding close by to that, plus the one out at the airport, on the airport itself. So we have space available. If anyone's looking for buildings, available buildings, any size, and for space for land. We'll be glad to help them, locate a good spot.
Great, and how to contact you, Bob? What's the best way for folks to reach out to you?
Call me here at the office would be the best way, 407-688-5015 would be the best way, 688-5015. And I have my phone forwarded to my cell phone all the time.
Because you're out and about. You're definitely not sitting at your desk.
Definitely not.
All right, and Bob's email is also bob.turk, T-U-R-K, at sanfordfl.gov. But we want to thank Bob. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the listeners at this time, Bob? We will have you back on.
Oh, definitely. As projects go on, I want to be able to come back and talk about some specific ones. One, let me just give a little teaser here that there are 3 dental universities in the country right now. We're looking at possibility of someone building the 4th dental university right here in Sanford. I can't talk about where, but probably this year you'll be hearing more about that. But I think we need to talk that we do a lot of partnerships. We work with the state, with Enterprise Florida a lot on projects. We work with the county, Seminole County. They have been excellent partners. And we work with the Orlando Economic Partnership, our regional economic development organization. So it's not just us. We couldn't do it all ourselves, especially just with a short, small staff. But it takes a group, others to help do economic development in our region.
Wonderful. Well, Bob, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to speak with the listeners of the City of Sanford podcast, Sanford Says.
Thanks.
And we will be back next time. And follow up with us on our Sanford website. That's sanfordfl.gov. You could listen to our podcast through our city website. And don't forget to connect with us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Nextdoor. Thank you again, folks, for listening to the City of Sanford podcast, Sanford Says.